originally Larry Hoover, his crew was called the Gangster Disciples, right?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay.
Larry Hoover was an ambassador for Jeff Ford. Larry Hoover crossed over to us from being the Stones. Tennessee, Prince Oldtimer, they used to talk a lot. You know, even though we fought against Larry Hoover them, all the way up into 69, we fought them. They was a part of Jeff Ford. You know, when King Dave put the crown on Larry Hoover's head, Larry Hoover became, you know, the king of the supreme gangster nation. And they had to accept our emblem flag, our documentations. They had to accept that. So Hoover became king of the gangster nation. King Dave was king of the disciple nation. We had our meetings on 63rd and Stewart and 61st and Halsted. Hoover had his meetings on 68th and Halsted. That's where all the gangsters met at. If we was black gangster disciples, that means we would have had our meetings together. That means that King Dave and King Hoover would have sit at the throne together, you see. And that means that Prince Tennessee and Prince Oldtimer would have been sitting on that throne with them. We had our meetings, they had their meetings, but they was a part of our branch at that time because they came in as our brothers.
Okay, so what exactly is the Black Gangster Disciples Nation?
The Black Gangster Disciple Nation represent the disciples as a whole. A lot of brothers went on to call themselves Black Gangster Disciples.
Got it. Well, after King David and Larry Hoover came together and formed this partnership, then Larry Hoover and another member, they were convicted of murder. And I believe Larry Hoover was given 150 to 200 years in prison?
Yeah, something like that. What happened was Larry Hoover was the king all the way up into 1971. Some issues happened, you know, where this brother named Irvin Green took over the gangster organization. Hoover did go on the run for the charge that you just mentioned. And he was later caught, I believe, up in New York somewhere. I really don't have too much information about that. But what I do know is that he was no longer the king of the gangster nation. Irvin Green was, which Irvin Green lost his life in 1972. After that, Hoover went on to go to the penitentiary. We all met in Stateville Penitentiary. When we met in Stateville Penitentiary, some brothers tried to have him hit. You know, they put some lies out on him about something about King Dave supposed to told him that if he died, he was supposed to took over, which we know wasn't the truth to the matter. It was always a lot of he say and she say that got in the picture, you know, and caused it a lot of confusion and deception. So anyway, I come into the sale house from the tailor shop. At that time, Larry Hoover was working in the book bindery, the matrix shop. So when I come in before him, that's when it was brought to my attention what was finna take place. And when I went to certain people to require up on it, and they told me, I told them, hell no. And the person that was supposed to took the hit out, I told him to stand down. Now, at that time, I wasn't the chief in Stateville. We had an honorable chief that was calling all shots, that respected me and my brother and knowing how close me and King Dave were. At this time, King Dave had just died, you know. So they finna pull it. So I'm telling everybody, no, that ain't true. He ain't never told nobody that. And he even was telling people that I didn't say that. I didn't tell nobody that. I didn't say David was supposed to make me the king. He said, I didn't say none of that. And then he also said, I'm not even the chief no more. I don't have nothing to do with that no more. And so I said, wait a minute. These brothers over here believe in you. You dig? And when we asked them and they said, yeah, I said, then you still their king. Like that, you see. And I went against, you dig, my branch, my people, and half of them on the street right now can verify anything I'm saying. And when I stood up for that brother, he became the king again over them. And that was in Stateville Penitentiary, D-House. We were finna go to war with each other about this man's rights.